asymmetrical bowings. Curse you, Euclid! Why do students rush? It's because they aren't counting, right? They're bad musicians. The metronome isn't loud enough. No, actually, 99% of the time, string players rush because of bow placement and asymmetrical bowings. If they're not done correctly, you get bad bow placement, and in this video, I'm gonna show you a basic exercise that will help solve a lot of problems with rushing because of asymmetrical bowings, and this exercise will show your students how to compensate. The exercise is pretty simple. It's just quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter, eighth, eighth on an open D string. Easy, right? Turn on a metronome and see if your students can play it without rushing. Now, maybe your students can play with this without rushing, maybe not. But as you look around your orchestra, see if they're all in the same parts of the bow and see if they're all using the same amounts of bow length. And if those two things are similar amongst your musicians, then they're probably not rushing, and if they're dissimilar between your musicians, they probably rush. Now, if their bows are all over the place and they still manage to play without rushing, that's great, but then what happens when we add the left hand? And really, is that the best technique to be using anything? So we'll address the left hand in a later video, but why not improve? Why not try to solidify this technique to get your students to start thinking about asymmetrical bowings and what to do to compensate? If given no prior instruction, most students are going to play like this. If you're using equal bow speed with an asymmetrical bowing, the quarter note should, and I say should because this isn't always the case, but it should rush. That's because students are using double the amount of bow as the eighth notes, but they don't actually play double the amount of bow. They shorten it, or they put a little bit of space in between the two, and that's what leads to the rushing. If we play with equal bows, we can solve a lot of the rushing problems. So we have the students play again, slow down the bows on the quarter notes so that they use equal amounts of bow on the quarter notes and the eighth notes. All right, now we have a new problem. We still have rushing, so why did this exercise fail? Well, because we have to add weight to the quarter note as well to compensate for the lower bow speed. Okay, now it should sound like this. Hey, do me a favor and prevent hearing damage to you and your students. All right, that's not okay. Please turn down your metronome and use good bow placement so that your students play in tempo. All right, hope you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you in the next video.